Mike's Daily Podcast.
Episode 1646. 1646. I'm your host, Mike Matthews, broadcasting from Café Anyway, located somewhere in Podcastro Valley, Mont. Today we hear from Chely Shoehart, Floyd the Floorman, and John Deere the engineer. Well, it's going to get hot in the next couple of days, so this is when I wear these short sleeves.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
These short sleeve colored shirts, which makes me look like I'm a missionary in Africa, which I'm okay with.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
But hey, I'm going to sing this song. It's Mike's Daily Podcast from Café Anyway, located somewhere in Podcastro Valley, Mont. Did I say?
Anyway.
I think I did. And it is a day where my car almost stalled on the way. Hey, that's called old car syndrome. And I'm excited
Mike's Daily Podcast
to see what tomorrow morning brings. For that could be I don't get to work on time.
Mike's
for a change.
Daily
Who knows?
Podcast.
Hey, I have memories with several people that I don't talk to much anymore on Facebook. Oh, that page went away. Hey, remember the memories? Don't forget the memories. What are we remembering? The point is that it was so jarring getting up this morning. Just so, oh, look who walked in. Just so, like, get up. It's time for you to go to work. And you help me sober up, 'cause the big kids, they're all gone. And I want to feel something again. That's the guy from Weezer with that other group singing together. And look who walked in. Hello, Mike Matthews. It's Chely Shoehart, gift shop supervisor. I think it's a band that nobody knows. It could be. I forget their names. They're brand new. Look who else walked in. Oh, Mike, this is Floyd the Floorman! And this is John Deere the engineer. Absolutely no one has any idea what you're talking about. It was... Gosh dang it. It's a band that... I can't look it up now. We're in the middle of the show. The show's rolling along at a good clip. We're chugging along. It's Monday. And I know you don't expect me to know everything.
And here's today's podcast picture.
It's that one... AJR! God. Yeah, how am I supposed to remember a band named AJR featuring Rivers Como? That one that's got the cool little cellos hitting.
Hello, I'm not where I'm supposed to be. I hope that you're missing me, 'cause it makes me feel young.
What the hell does that even mean? The podcast picture today I took a couple weeks ago. I was at this place. You know, it had a nice view of the bay, is all I'm saying. And the grass was still green. I think I was in San Leandro, but I might have been in Castro Valley. Actually, did I take this last week? At any rate, it's a great picture. See it now at mikesdailypodcast.com, because every picture I take is great. I'm like a walking photo man.
You've got to be kidding me.
I am not kidding you. Nondescript person that says that over and over again on my show. But there is nothing wrong with me.
Something must be wrong with you.
No. I think we're okay. I think that... do you wake up on Monday and the weekend is a cloud? The weekend... What did I even do this weekend? I know I watched a lot of Anthony Bourdain on the Travel Channel. I know I had some wonderful discussions with my lady friend, lovely lady friend, DT, about a myriad of topics. I know I can't hold you back now. Oh, here's something I was thinking about, was how much is now on YouTube, right? There's, I hate when I do the millennial right? It's so insecure. You hear everybody on NPR because they only hire young millennials to be on that radio network. They always go,
right? God.
so get rid of the right, is what I'm saying, in all manners and forms. But what I was saying was that we have recorded, YouTube has become this archive, and there may be a few other video type websites. There's probably a myriad of them, but the big one is YouTube. The one that's most accessible, easily accessible, because Google owns them, and Google makes phones that Samsung and the HTC, LTD, frickin' whatever. Everybody has this access to YouTube. So now people are uploading countless shows, countless things, and then we have the Netflix and everything else. But my point is, people that have long since been dead, people that were recorded on the television that now are uploaded. There are people that are, and then now people recording stuff and putting it on YouTube. Perhaps even my show that can be found on YouTube, youtube.com/Mike's Daily Podcast. All of that, or you can just find all the places we are at mikesdailypodcast.com and see the podcast picture there. And help out the show through the Amazon link and the PayPal, and hear all the past interviews I've done with interesting musicians and artists. All at mikesdailypodcast.com now that we've plugged that. I think we're all immortalized. If you've been videoed and you've been uploaded to Instagram or Facebook or YouTube or Snapchat, well, Snapchat deletes things. But yeah, we're immortalized. Addendum with Kevin, he even sent me a YouTube recently, a little hello using YouTube, which no one's ever done that for me before. And I found that fascinating. It's something that now people are doing. And
dude, I'm over here.
Now, that may or may not have been anyone that I just mentioned, or it could have been somebody else. It could have been an impression of... Anyway, the Café Anyway. The point is that we can do this, and we're immortalized, is what I'm saying. And there's all this footage that is not going to go away unless there's some massive magnetic electro burst that hits the planet and causes everything to be reset. And then all that data disappears. Every VHS tape that possibly could store the data will be erased. Only thing left surviving is film. Maybe that'll happen, and then we'll no longer be immortalized, and it will be just a... So people, my point is, 100 years from now, are going to be looking at this video that someone that I may have mentioned earlier on the show sent me, or may see video of other shows that preceded us in the 60s and 70s, 50s. The first visual images, we go back, to the silent film era. And they're going to go, oh my God. That's all I have. Hey, other interesting things that happened today. What? I don't even get an applause for that? For that observation? That was full of vision and foresight.
Is you blind?
Maybe. By the way, this song... Kool and the Gang. People forget that the two biggest bands out of the 80s that had the most hits were Journey and Kool and the Gang. They frickin' tore it up on the radio. Actually, I wasn't listening to the radio, believe it or not. I was not really listening to it till about 84. And that song had come out before then, so it didn't last. It wasn't like one of the Kool and the Gang songs. Celebrate good times, come on. That was one of their little known ones, but that had the cool little... So people always go, yeah, Prince was the only funk guy that put electric guitar in his music. Nope, there was Kool and the Gang.
the night.
Snappy bass, a little bit of guitar in the background going wow, 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 wow. Anyway, and the videos are hilarious. It's almost misogynistic, but not quite. I mean, there's always some hot lady, and the guys in Kool and the Gang are always, oh my god, look at this woman, she's dancing. Oh, she looks like a leopard. She got the leopard skin on. Is she part tiger? That was the video Misled, where suddenly this ghost woman appears, and it's always, oh my god, let's dance around her. That's Kool and the Gang, the magic of Kool and the Gang. And which, by the way, the Germans love Kool and the Gang. When my cousin was visiting America in the 80s, she brought along a boyfriend whose name was Bount, because that's a crazy German name, Bount, and it also sounds like a guitar noise. Bount, 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 who ended up becoming a gazillionaire because he bought all this real estate at train stations up and down the major train track mass transit lines in Germany. He bought up all this real estate along the tracks where he put in stores, and people, you know, they never bring any food with them, so they're like, I'm hungry, I need to go in and get a granola bar next to the train station. And I remember Bount loved Kool and the Gang. Oh yes, the Kool and the Gang, they are the best band ever, I love them. So my point being that Angela Merkel, she said that the EU will retaliate against the Trump tariffs. What do you think about that, Trump?
A mess. It's a mess.
German Chancellor Angela Merkel said in a new interview yesterday that the EU would follow Canada's move and forge ahead with its plan to implement countermeasures to Donald Trump.
I know what's good and bad. Nobody ever told me that politics was going to be so much fun.
Okay. And, of course, the big news is Singapore. I'm not going to talk about Singapore. And, I didn't even talk about the big basketball game. Yeah. So, I didn't watch it. I was walking my dog, the wonderful Basil the boxer, whom I'm hoping is not getting dog Alzheimer's. He did this weird thing this morning. He was all fine. He was saying goodbye to me before I went, and all of a sudden he ran over to his bed. Like something scared him. Now, this was happening as all the fireworks and stuff were going on. Well, I mean, that happened on Friday night. The fireworks, he doesn't like the sound of the booms and whatnot, and he was staying extra close to me that night as the fireworks went off, as the Warriors took the championship yet again. Congrats to them. I guess we can give them a little bit of applause. How about that? All right. As we go outside of Café Anyway, where we bring you Mike's Daily Podcast somewhere in Podcastro Valley. But he did this weird thing this morning where I was saying goodbye to him, and all of a sudden he kind of ran away. So, I don't know. He's almost 10. Think good thoughts for Basil. That whatever it is, that it's not anything huge. But dogs get older, as I've said on the show, and you just got to be there for them. And because they're there for you. So, my point being that the Warriors took it, and it was interesting as I was walking Basil the boxer and looking into people's windows because it was starting to get dark, and I'm a voyeur. I noticed everybody watching the game. So then I get home, and I was talking to my lovely lady friend, and all of a sudden I hear the fireworks going off all over the area, and I go, yep, they won. So I bet it was a good game. I bet you enjoyed watching it. I bet it was great, and I bet it's going to be up on YouTube, and it'll be immortalized, and that's the end of the show. Next show, we will have the wonderful Benita, the Disgruntled Fiddle Player, and the Brewmaster. Thanks for listening. If you're in the Bay Area, stay cool. Stay cool, buddy. Don't overheat. Drink lots of water. Wear short sleeves because you look good. You look jamming. And I hope the show wasn't too jarring. And that's it.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at mikesdailypodcast.com.
Email Mike now at mikesdailypodcast
dailypodcast@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye.